Back to school, back to school, to prove to daddy I'm not a fool. Got my two shoes tight, tight, my backpack on, hope I don't get onto a fight. And shooter! Habba-dabba-doo! Hey guys, Steve-O here from Movies and TVs on the Ball, and this is more of a double feature thoughts than anything, with the release of Happy Gilmore 2 coming out later this year on Netflix. We're finally, after 29 years, I think Happy Gilmore came out in 96, Billy Maddison, which was released in 1995. So I like the fact that these two films are kind of came out in the same time frame, and I feel like there would be a great double feature at a midnight screening. Maybe not a midnight screening, but a screening, or like a DVD 2-pack, Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. For me, this is not really a review of each film, but more of how does each film stack up between each other, and how do they work with them culturally. To me, I feel like, or which one was the better one? Billy Madison, I felt like, was fun, and one of those films that when it came out, because it came out in 95, I was 5 when it came out. I think 5 or 6 when it 6 or 7 when it came out. So Billy Madison was always sort of, at the time, was very taboo to me. Happy Gilmore came out in 96. I was 8. And Happy Gilmore was a film that all my friends in elementary school used to kind of like know, oh, this film, because back in the day, PG-13 always felt like was a little bit raunchier than R, or a little bit raunchier than PG. And it really brought something to, it always brought up the stakes. But these two films, so that's where I'm coming from as sort of a 90s kid. So these films were pretty much kind of in my lexicon as I kind of knew them. I did like Billy Madison. I like Billy Madison, but I felt like Billy Madison, now looking at it, he was still so childish and kind of, kind of the kid that never grew up. But Happy Gilmore, I felt like had a little bit more bite to it. And I think the reason why Happy Gilmore had more bite to it was because I like the setup. The setup is basically he's using golf to save his grandmother's house, which I felt like was kind of mundane, but worked. Versus he gets the head of the company and Billy Madison, and if he passes all the way up to high school, a little contrived, but it works. But I feel like if I had to choose between, looking at both these films, you had both the villains, but the one that's played by the guy from The West Wing isn't memorable as, I think it's Eric, but that's all I can remember him from, was him being Eric. But he was in The West Wing. I can't remember his name, but his face reminds me. But he's trying to, get the company and become CEO of the hotel industry in Billy Madison. But when you have somebody like Michael I think it's Michael, it's Shooter McGavin, who was in films such as, he played Ward Beaver in Leave It to Beaver for the 90s. It's just such an iconic villain, just because you hate him, but you like to hate him. And I bet probably now he gets more people going like, shooter, because he always had those like, shooter, or he says things like, he's got this sort of villainous kind of attitude. And then you had, I think, the love interest, which was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat, or the actress, I can't remember her name. She played the teacher in Billy Madison. And you had Julie Brown from Modern Family playing the publicist for Happy Gilmore. So you kind of, I feel like for playing the publicist in Happy Gilmore, so I feel like Happy Gilmore, I'd probably lean more towards Happy Gilmore than Billy Madison now, but I feel like that works really well because I think you had more of a concise villain, and you're getting a sequel, which I'm kind of excited to see. But the other thing too is Billy Madison. It had some funny moments, like the snack pack scene. You know, the scene where the Doyle, when he meets a Doyle's family, and he meets them throughout because he goes up to high school, and he meets Doyle's brother, and his brother pours some stuff on him, and I think it was Doyle's and he says something like, Doyle's family's all going down. But I would have to say Happy Gilmore is probably the best one, but I do have to say this is a really good double feature / DVD double feature as well for Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison. Which one did you like better? Do you lean more forward with Happy? Do you feel like that was more of a hilarious film than anything? Or do you feel like Billy Madison was just so funny because of his juvenile and interests and characters? Did you like, do you feel like the secondary characters had more of an impact in Happy Gilmore with Chubbs, played by the late, great Carl Weathers, when he had the, because I think the alligator tore his hand off, so he has a wooden hand. I thought that was hilarious. And I also liked, but I thought the principal played by, I can't remember who he played, but he actually showed up in another Adam Sandler film, Big Daddy, as the child services guy. He played the principal as well. So there's a lot of things, but let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on which one would you pick, Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison? Do you feel like these would be a double feature to see at a midnight screening? Do you feel like these were Adam Sandler's best comedy characters? You know, as anything, let me know what your thoughts are on these two comedy classics, if you will. As always, keep the comments. If you want to comment, please keep it clean and civil as best we can. We're all here to have fun, like I said. And shoo-be-doo-be-doo! And let me know what your thoughts on what you're expecting for Happy Gilmore 2 in the comments as well. So let me know. Let's get a dialogue going. And as always, see you at the movies, and shooter, and back to school. Peace.